So let me start recording. So I want to take a syllabus of doing the security chapter. So this is a very important chapter where how do we open up the access data which we want to show to the people. Um, so there the picture comes of 18 and 19 chapter. I think while we're doing this, we are end of the our course syllabus. There are few like deployments. Of course, I said like when I go to no, what do you say? When you go to development and create some an Apex class or trigger something, how we deploy them. Along with that, I'll show you an example. But at least an idea we have given overview of what is deployment does. And otherwise, see here bulk job makes a bulk job did we seen? Only these two things are pending. And then how to put the logs that with is pending. Again, this when it comes to development, I will show you. This comes in advanced development, I'll show that case. Otherwise, I think we have tested each and every case. So now this is the one that we are looking for. Define sharing rules and the over the security. So I have already created a user who is like a sales rep guy, and that will help me out to showcase him what to show and what not to show. So let's figure out by doing that way. So 18th and 19th, will copy here. Is any questions from the previous classes, like in terms of process builder? We try to do some automations, and then a couple of things we've done yesterday in the process builder. Okay. So what if security? If you talk, if you don't have any questions, I'll proceed. So
No, I don't.
okay, no problem. Thank you. So managing the users is the managing the users always comes in pictures of here coming here. Go to users. You need to know how do we manage the users in terms of hey, let's say we want to activate or deactivate, change his time zone, report his managers or change his profile. So those are comes under the manage users. So why we talk into the security is who can change it? Only an admin can change the users. All the users cannot change the user permissions. For example, if I want to check the sales rep guy, I just clicked on sales rep. It, oh. Now, if I have edit permissions for the users, only then I can modify these users. So where did I generally see that? If the manage users is enabled, clicked, only then you will be able to go modify the users. Like say at least resetting his password, activating or deactivating it, so that you can do it. If you have this manager access, then you can do with it. And then edit read only fields. So admin has an options to modify the edit read only fields, whereas this type of non-admin guys should not have that access. So we should be very careful when we're just doing these options. So read only fields. Guys, getting no what I'm trying to say. Read only fields means we define it as a read only field, but these guys can edit the read only fields also. You're making some field as read only. Purposely, you're making the field as read only. But if you have an option like this, a read only fields enabled, you've checked. So these guys can even there modify that particular fields. I'm going to take off this manage user access. Sales rep don't want to go quickly and then modify someone else no user and change it. I don't want that. So these basic permissions can be I wanted to give for a different users. Such users access all should be there only for the admin. Modify all data we are not giving. So he cannot go to any user, he cannot get modify to anyone's data. So this also we have unchecked it. So these are the few things which we wanted to focus where you are not generally managing others informations. So those and all you can turn off, which is not required. Manage profiles and permissions. So this guy why wanted to manage profiles and permissions. He's being a simple rep, so the moment he logs in, what are the access that he's getting? So that is important. Because on that day for the data load, there was a hard delete options, right? So if you are enabled the hard delete here, so you can have a hard delete even there also for data load. I don't know whether you guys remember this. So if you remember this, hard delete something we have here, no? Insert update. If you see in that class, insert update, upsert delete, export all, and then we have hard delete. Hard delete is always disabled. So if you in your profile, the user who logged in that profile is having the bulk API, hard delete is enabled, so then that permissions would enable there. So it all depends on the permissions of the profile. Okay, this is a quick note I want to say to you. If this is enabled here, hard delete enabled here in a profile, so that user when he logged in to upload the files, it would be enabled here. What does it hard delete means? So the moment you do hard delete, it will nowhere be in the system. Even not even the recycle bin. It just moved out. Just like permanent delete. So what I'm showing is these are the basic things where these profiles can hold. So where you can manage users. So now I'm gonna log in as let's see incognito. Let me open. I'm gonna log in as sales rep guy. So that what you can do with the users, those all we'll see. Web.mct.com. They're asking verification code. I think again the verification code can be bypassed. You guys know that. Hmm. Just go to IP ranges, put a new IP range. Because these are training logs, so you guys can log in anytime and then check. So I wanted to restrict by sending OTP to me. Anyway, this OTP is come, so let's go. I think now he's logged in. So now what to do is we'll just go to his setup. When he is having a setup options. So what is the thing that he can open up? See, he cannot change that. Maybe because of the incognito is saying not able to open. Uh, my God, this guy has an access to modify the user as well. This is what I was saying. So generally, if I want that MCD sales rep guy, he doesn't want an access to even for a setup. I don't want it actually. Why I should give setup access to all these people? Somebody saw setup for this to disable this guy. Because sometimes you would not require a user to this show this setup at all. Just kidding. I don't want it to show the setup action itself. Why? Because it's just as a simple sales rep, and why do I want to give a setup access to him? Setup means is something that basically admin should hold it. Manage keys. Okay, I'll do one thing. Uh, oh my God, this guy has access to so many things. So if I want to give you view all users also, you can do it. So the moment I say that manage internal users, I'm just unchecked off. So you should not be able to manage anymore. But you can view all users. That's okay. So wherever I see a users, I just gonna knock them off. Allow user to access privacy data. If you have put into a personal folders, you don't want to access them, you can take this off. Okay, I think this is more precise. So a couple of the objects which is messaging is no, these are not written. Okay, otherwise I could. So I don't want basically this particular user who log in. So I don't want MCD sales rep to modify data. So setup So it says insufficient privileges now. So it says you can't access the Lightning experience because I have disabled the Lightning experience. Let me come back and then give this guys a Lightning experience. But basically, what you are trying to give him, you are trying to give him. So if he's allowing your Lightning experience user, only then he can be able to access the Lightning application experience basically. So because otherwise it says Lightning experience is enabled, and this guy is disabled now. So that's the reason it was not able to show there. Okay, now you should be able to access the. uh, But of course, you cannot come to the user management and you cannot edit the record. That is not possible at all. So we can check going to a different window and then we can do a check. Rep at mcd.com at 123 because incognito they've not allowing to show the lightning experience. So I'm just opening a different browser itself, like Edge browser. So I'm just going to the setup here. So if this guys goes to setup and I want to go to users, I want to click on users. Since I given view all users, you can see view all users. I'm going to edit the batch. Who's an admin? So moment it says insufficient privilege. So we don't have edit access. So the other, if you wanted to give batch, you can read the record, but you cannot modify the record. So I have given reset password access to him. So that's the reason even this button is appearing here. Permission set edit assignments. This again I have given to him. So that's the reason he has his options. Here's navigating. So something that we can turn off few features in the profiles also. So that when the respective user logs in, so you will not be able to do few activities. This is what I'm saying about manage users, managing the users.
Okay.
To what level I can cut down his access. So the based on that when he logs in, so we can see that okay, this guy can access this much. So what majority of turned off read only fields, he cannot read it. Privacy data, he cannot do read it, and then he cannot modify anyone's users record, and then anything related to users, he doesn't have an access to do it. And profiles and permission set, he cannot add it or create it basically. You cannot create new profile or you cannot create a permission set. Where those options are done by the admins who's basically doing a development. So they are doing it. So he's just a rep. So what is minimum access to the application? That is what he should do it. So behind that, he should not have an access to it. Or else this guy only is going and enabling and disabling the system admin everything. So it's a crazy. So we are restricting the rep basically. Okay. So then we come to set org-wide defaults. Set org-wide defaults. It's a very good thing where we wanted to learn. So let me come to here. See, already I said, guys, like permission set is the one which gives us additional access, and the profile is the one who is dominates everyone, so they have the high level access. So now what I'm going to do is object set organizing by defaults. So here, so this would be the most restrictive access. This would be the most restrictive access given to the object. But in case in profile, if you put an all access, then this guy is useless. If profile has view all and modify all these access if they have, then OWD, which I'm calling as org by default setting, is useless because you're making something as private and you're opening up the access in the profile. So I already said that the user who logs in profile that dominates everything. For example, in MCD sales rep, look at for this guy for account he has everything. Hmm? Let me do one thing. I'll go to sharing settings. Sharing settings is the one option which go for org by default settings. So this is org by default setting model. So where account we say it as public read write. For external people, we're saying it as private. External people, someone who connects to our third party systems. For them, we say it as private. So what do you mean by private? If I say the record who created it, so only they can see the record. They can't see someone else created record. For example, this guy who is that as being a rep, what is done? I mean, he's seeing all the accounts. He's seeing all the accounts here. Out of 30 accounts, close to 30 accounts is seeing here. But all these accounts are not created by this rep. So what I should do it? I'm trying to control for everyone. The people who created the record only they can see. And if I'm your manager, I can see your record. Is getting rep can create their own records. They can see their only their own records, whichever they created. But managers can see the guy who created his own record and as well as the reporting persons whoever whatever they created record also. Like managers can see their record plus all the reps individually whatever they were created their records also they can see based on the role we set. Yes, of course, I'm making this private. Since I made account as a private, so the respective opportunity went private, case went private. Do you see this? Because he is a parent or a master. These all are the child thing. Internally, Salesforce works. Account as the master, contact is the detail, order is the detail, asset is the detail. Detail means what? Completely they are the master and these are the details you think. If I delete account, order, contact, asset all will be deleted. That's the reason it is. Controlled by parent they say. So that's correct, right? So any custom object you see here, if I would have created something, and custom object, start by something or somewhere created. Okay, if a custom object is created and they say controlled by parent, somewhere if they say controlled by in your applications you can see. If you go to type and then you do a sharing settings, you would get to this window and as you can see it's controlled by parent. That means so this object all would be detail object. For example, donor enablement or donor enrollment. Someone yesterday like for gem sales objects we created right, and that object we made as a detail. So for donor enable enrollment, you see it will be controlled by parent. Who is controlling it? We know that they are being controlled by either donor or either by
Branch.
branch. So that's all they say controlled by parent. So we know that who are controlling that we know. So likewise, asset, contact, orders are all controlled by account. So, but these guys don't say controlled by account or controlled by someone. But because multiple people also can control. So that's the reason they say controlled by parent. So now what I'm trying to do is I'm making it as private. So the moment I made arg by default set as private, so no one can see anyone's data else their data. So that's the goal of this subject. Let me save it. Before that, if you want to read this context, you can read it. Edit your organization's sharing settings defaults below. Changes defaults will cause all sharing rules to be recalculated because some change you're doing it will recalculate. The moment I change account to private, so many things got changed to private here. This could require a significant system resource and time depending on the amount of data in your organization. So why they say they require some time? If you have 1 GB of data here, this would really take little time because it should go do some modification in all data. You should see, you should not see because you're making this private, right? So maybe require little lot of time. We see this is a sale, no dummy or dev org we have with 30 records only we have. So maybe quickly it can do it. But for a huge data we have, then we should be very careful about it. Setting an object private makes records visible to the record owners and those above them in role hierarchy and can access the extended using sharing rules. You see this? Setting an object to a private makes records visible to record owners. Who are the creator, they can see the record. And those above them in the role hierarchy, for example, this guy is a rep and the rep above someone if is there, so that guy can see his record. Or you can have any extended sharing rules purposely written to share that record to respective persons. Only they can see this record. Unless and until who created a record, only they can see it. That is the meaning of it. So I'm gonna save this. It will take a minute or but the problem here is account you make it as so this should change it actually once the this message is done. So this will change it to private unless and until it will be reflecting the old one. It is doing basically it's trying to do a calculation there. So what I wanted to tell you guys is though we made a change to private, just executed. Though we made change to private, let's come back to our profile. That I'm refreshing reps information, though I made as a private. Still, this guy is able to see all the record. How? I made the org as the particular object as a private, but this guy is still able to view. Rep can see all the records, but ideally we made that particular object as a private. The main problem here is in the accounts, the profiles we have all the access to him. So let me have read, create, edit, delete, whatever it is wanted to have. But view all modify I should not give it. The moment I give view all modify all, what the problem is, you can view all anyone's record, modifies anyone's record. So that permission if you have, so even OW is useless. If a profile has view all modify all access, then OWD is useless. You guys getting? Whatever you put a private for that particular account object is useless there. This makes sense? So we seen a real example. We made object as a private, but still that guy is able to see everyone's. Why? In a profile, sales rep profile, I should see he has a view all modified access. Firstly, we have to remove this access. Remove this access key via through sharings. Via through the roles only they can see. They can't see it just like that. Rep should see only whatever the record he has created, only that he has to see. He's not supposed to see anyone's data. So that's how we're building security systems, right? If someone sells data we see, then what is use? So the moment I taken off the access for the accounts, majority of the objects, all these options went off because they are controlled by parent. That is what you can see. So let me, I'm not saved yet. I'll show you again. Cancel this. And again I'll edit. Look at this. Closely watch. So the moment I gonna tomorrow I'll do it. So the moment I taken off the view all, see, you see so many things went off. View all modify here. The moment you taken, many of the objects access here it is went off, and few things objects are already gone. So that's what I'm trying to say. Okay. Anyway, I just made as read, create, edit, delete. So this read, create, edit, delete is for the record who this guy has created. Let's say I'm creating the record, I can read it, view, delete, whatever I can do. It is all my personal record, I can manage through. But I'm not supposed to view all the records. And not supposed to modify all the records. So that is my destiny. I'm gonna save this sales rep profile. With that particular profile, it says who logged in cannot view anyone's record. It's absolutely made as private there. So now if you click on all accounts, still you can see only these three records. Why? Because these three records are created by sales rep, S rep. Did you see this? Now I wanted to make him that I want to make it only for the accounts which I hold. I want to share them the access. Guys, you're following me?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, what I'm trying to do is I'm just opening the access and then I'm making strict access. So we have 30 accounts here. That guy only can see only three here, which are the Banjara Jubilees, which is created. Silly. Look at here. S rep, whatever the record we see here, these are created by rep. Other things are created by admin. So whatever he's created, that is the record he's seeing it. I've taken him view all modifier access. But still, as an admin, he can see all the records. Why? Because he has view all or modifier access. Or else if he's a manager and the role is defined properly, even this guy can have this access to. So roles, let me go there. So you'll be seeing more of this when you have 3, 4 users. You can have a clear picture of the data what you can see with. So he's a channel sales team. The role I've given to him for a batch, I would give a CEO. So I will give him a CEO role. So that way, any records we have access, maybe the rep is having the created records, CEO can directly see the records. This is how generally it works. If you are reporting to me, for sure you should be able to see the record. Channel sales team is already reporting here to the CEO. See, channel sales team. Channel sales team, however, this user is directly reporting to all these guys and all these VPs or everyone is directly result to CEO. If I would log in as a director of channel sales, he can see what are the records created by the sales team. He's getting. He's user of channel sales team. If I am the director of channel sales, another user, if I log in as this user, what are the records he is created, I can see here. But this guy cannot see the records of director channels or North American channels. No, you cannot.
Different ways of setting security, is it? Like with the like profiles, roles, and this sharing settings. Those are all under securities.
Yeah. See, what happens is sharing setting is the only one which is a very big thing, very main important things where you're making or you're restricting the object. So nowhere else you are trying to restrict the object. Only the sharing settings that is which is called as OWD.
Mm-hmm.
That is a place where restricting the objects. And otherwise, if you are no, if you go to profiles and there you're restricting the access to our respective profiles. So these are the two places where you restrict. The rest of the places are you're trying to open up the access.
So in the profiles also we are restricting the access to the objects too, right?
Yeah,
So which one takes precedence? Sharing
profile,
settings?
profile.
Profile. Okay.
So though I made as a private, still that guy was able to see. So then what I did is I just go to the respective profile and
Profile.
I downgraded him not to see view all and modify all.
Okay.
So profile is the one we have to control, and then we have to go to sharing settings saying that it's all our private.
So if you're
So
having profiles, then why do we need sharing settings as well?
good question. See, sharing settings, you say that the object is profile, you said, but on some conditions I need to share some records to you. For example, I assume that you are a senior guy, and I cannot keep go manually share each and every record to you, whichever the records are
Can't we
created.
do that using permission sets?
No, permission sets again, we are just enabling view all. So when I say view all, again, you are viewing all the records. See, permission
Mm.
set is additional to a profile. Whatever a profile you have not given, why the permission set you on top of that you're giving it.
Right.
Yeah, it will be again a view all modifier you're gonna give it.
Okay.
But doing that, again you're giving entire people's record. But you should
Mm.
be choosy, right? Only let's say channel sales stream whatever the record is created, only should see by the channels, target channels. But tomorrow what you're
Mm.
doing is channel sales stream is the one who reps basically they created records. And to this guy, additionally, I'm gonna give 5 to 10 records, whichever director creates.
Mm.
Whichever director creates. Now this is coming from up to down. So then, whichever the records created by director channels, only that records a channel stream can see. So then, what is the case? He can go every time go create an no manual sharing for that particular record and access to channel stream.
Mm.
So whatever the record he is going to create, all that should be visible for channel stream. If you say sharing setting helps us, where you're going to write a rule saying that if the role is equal to director channel sales, the records whatever he owns, that could be visible to all the channel sales stream. Now you're
Okay.
coming from
Okay.
upside to down.
Okay.
Whatever he creates, that is coming here. But if you have vwall modify all these guys, whatever they create, all this guy can see.
Okay. Okay.
So that's the reason we wanted to control at sharing settings.
Okay.
Either one way from here, whatever he created, so that you're seeing at the top. And via through profiles, what you see is there is no control actually there. If everyone has vwall modify, everyone can see everyone's data. So then there's no
Mm.
meaning of you're a manager or your rep or a CEO, no any justification there. So of course, if you have a profile view or modifier, then it's no. I mean, that application doesn't ever make sense
Mm.
for me in terms of just sharing a records or in terms of data security. We don't have any idea there. Of course, who is having the most precedence? Let downgrade them, and something like sharing settings, we will say that hey, you are private, and then we'll make who has to see what based on the rules. I already said roles are very important in terms of seeing the data. So now we are into that track where we say that, hey, you are a channel sales team because of your role, you're not able to see anyone's data. Getting in sharing settings, I may give an additional access to you, saying that few records of these you can edit and modify. Even the data channels.
And how do you assign the sharing settings to a particular role?
So this is the problem. I should have another user to show this.
So here you have like in sharing settings, we see all the objects, right?
Yeah, in the sharing settings, we see all the objects.
In sharing settings, I see all the objects. How do we assign it to a role and only that role can have these objects modified or want them to have access?
I don't know why this system is so slow. Open here.
So my thing it is global.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I think
I'm hearing guys, but
Yeah,
there's a
this is
network disruption. So I wanted to switch here,
okay.
but the system is too slow. I don't know what happened.
I'm already sleepy. I'll fall asleep now.
Is it?
Seriously.
In the top of the system is so slow, and I'm never to. Okay, go ahead with the questions. So at least we can answer the question. Something was saying about
Yeah,
sharing
so
setting.
like in sharing settings, you modified the like the permission or uh, access level of the objects, right?
Yeah.
And how do you assign it to a particular role? That's what I think I missed that part.
So how do we assign a role? No, no.
How do you assign yeah,
See. I
sorry.
went to sharing settings and I choose a specific object and I modified that object to a private.
Right.
So meaning that no one else should see the record. So except the creator of the record
Except the creator of the record.
or who's the owner of the record. Let's say you are creating the record
Right.
and you should see only the record which you have created it. No one else should see. So we have talked in very beginning that hey, let's say we three all are reps. So Trishna has a record, whatever she is creating, you should not be see, and you are creating a record I should not see.
Right.
So each of individual what we create we should not see by each other. Though all we sharing the same profile, but
Right.
still we should not see the records of each individual. But who can
Yeah.
see? Our managers can see.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the thought, right? So when my manager want to see the record, so we're saying that grant access using hierarchies. I said hierarchies means
Okay.
what? So above me,
Okay.
who can there? Who they can see is the access. If this is
Okay. Okay.
unchecked, then above me also cannot see the data.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Getting? So this is the default things which are giving grant access by using hierarchies. Hierarchies they're talking about role hierarchy here.
Role hierarchy. Okay.
So now this is clear. Now why you
Yeah.
say that in a profile you are degrading or downgrading the an access there if you see there no one should have access of view all and modify all. If they have a view all or modify all there, so then this overall sharing settings is useless. I'm saying why because
Okay.
it is having more precedence. In the more precedence, if you have all the access, then this is whatever you're trying to restrict. Even not even it cares.
Okay.
So
And
if you
what
want,
does this mean? Default internal access and default external access?
yes. So this is internal means within the Salesforce we are trying to access the application. External access
Okay.
means someone is trying to where we have where
Like
we
somebody is
expose
calling our API or something
yeah
like that?
where we have
Okay.
exposed a service for the accounts or contact something, and they are trying to connect from outside the system to us. So to again what level of access we can give for them because they
Okay.
are trying to create a record to Salesforce everything. So only their records, whatever they create or whatever their records they create, they can modify or edit whatever they can do. Again, they should not see entire org information for those guys
Okay.
because it is not recorded to them because they should not search like that. Yes, of course, there is situations where you wanted to search the records like yes, we can change these permissions. Where those guys has to see all the data is within the Salesforce. Of course, we can extract or open up the access to like private to public read write.
Okay. One other thing. So you said like you're modifying this sharing
Mhm.
settings in whatever user you're modifying, and that is applicable to that role. Is that how it works?
No, come again.
So right now you're logged in as system admin or whatever the user,
Mhm,
sales
mhm,
rep or something, right?
mhm,
So, and you're modifying this sharing settings here,
mhm.
and that is applicable only to that particular role, right? sales rep role.
I mean, where did I do that? No,
I'm
this
not getting
this
that
being
connection where
this
it is
being
happening.
see this being a sharing settings for the entire
Okay.
org wide. It means this entire org wide. It says
Okay, okay,
if
okay.
I make it as private to the people and whoever is like users been created in Salesforce tomorrow, let's say
Mm-hmm.
500 people we created in this org. For
Mm-hmm.
everyone, the same rules applies. So this is not for a
Okay.
single user level. It's for org wide.
Org
The
wide.
entire
Okay,
org,
okay.
I'm saying it as a private account is here. After it as a private, if I say all the
Mm.
500 users for them, it is individually private.
Okay,
So
okay,
now, who
okay.
has for their managers, they can see the records.
Hierarchies. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now it is clear. Got it. Thanks.
So in whatever the case we do, we just say that grant access using hierarchy.
All right.
So now, so let's say one more thing here. If something I wanted to open up the access, let's say account sharing rules we have. On an account object, whoever creates a record, they can do some activity if you think. So only grant access using hierarchy says what? Above me, who is there, they can see the record. Correct?
Yeah.
So channel sales team, whatever the records created, only direct channels can see. Now,
Mm.
whatever the channel sales team records created by these guys, I wanted to show to director sales also. This is not matching, right? Hierarchy, it's not matching.
Mm-hmm.
But still, I can do it. Channel sales team, whatever the record they're creating, so they can share. But default, they are now using role hierarchy, which is using the grant access using permissions. Yeah, grant access I was showing, right? So using that checkbox, if you have that, by default, above my role, whoever is there, so those guys are already accessing the records.
Right.
Now I'm just saying, so this was, hierarchy was following it here. But look at this, director channels is into the VP North Americans. And this guy has a director channels and direct sales. A different, again, another role where whatever this guy is creating records, you were able to see this. Now I want to say that channel sales team, whatever he creates, I want to show to director sales also. Then what you're doing is you are trying to implement along with this existing one that would be executing anyway. So I'm trying to add on to this, saying that. So that's the sharing rules we are adding here, saying that based on the record owner or based on the record criteria whichever we have, the record owned by who roles, the record owned by channel stream. I'm going to share it with roles of director sales. Look at this. You getting the records owned by channel sales team. That is the role who is holding it. Where is it? Hmm. The record owned by channel sales team. Likewise, I am a channel sales team role. You are channel sales team role, and Tushar is channel sales team's role. All are sharing the reps profile, right? And also we are sharing the same role also. Yes, getting. We are assuming that three people are rep here.
Yeah.
Assume we three all are reps here. Ideally, that channel sales only that guy was able to see the information. This is default already by hierarchy. We are showing that. Now, what I'm making an exception is channel sales team record whatever he created. Director also should see it. So for that, how do I make it? If you see, I'm going to do a sharing rules. You see a couple of objects there. Create a new sharing rule. It was in that rule. I'm just creating a record by saying that account owned by the members of channel sales team. That is something that all of the three has. All of the three records to be shared. Sales team record to be shared with director sales. Make sense?
Yeah.
So this is making an exception here. Now, what do you wanted to make it here? Account and contract. You wanted to make it as read only or read write. When I'm sharing, also I can make it a what type of access I can give to him. Where I say my channel sales team record, I'm just sharing to this director sales. Where director sales can only read the record, or he can also modify my records, or he can just view the record. That's it. Getting? So we say public read write. When I say private, you cannot see it. When I say public read only, you can see the record. All the records you can read. You say read and write, you can modify my records also. You can give this access. Then what happens when the director sales role people logs in, they can see the records of all the channel sales team, and whatever the records they created, you are able to modify all the records. You can read and modify the records as well. If you say only read only, then they are able to only read the records of what channel sales team has created. Is getting.
Yeah.
So till now we know that you are in hierarchy by default you would be able to access above you can be done easily. But you are making exception where my child record who is at the beneath I want to share to some other director. So then the records owned by these my reps wanted to show to some other directors. Then this is how I do it. No option at all. Based on the record owner. Yes, he is the record owner.
So
All
you
the
you
channels are.
can do
Mhm.
only one sharing like that and at the
You can
same
you can
level.
no. You can do as many do same thing. I mean,
Okay.
see here we have you can create a public group. A set of people you can share it. Like board of
Oh,
members, you will have a public group. You can share it with them. We say
okay.
roles and subordinates. Who is the roles and subordinates? Director says if you see roles and subordinates should be these guys. Director sales, and under that whoever is there, all the subordinates this record is shared.
Okay.
Same logic, but I know across all the till the beneath of data sales, all the subordinates are showing it. If you do this way, roles and subordinates, you want to share only to the my director guy, and then I'll choose only the role. So we have a specific to only to share with the director. That's it. No to their child level also I want to share. Okay, go subordinates you say.
Okay.
Okay. So that is the thing that we wanted to give. Those are exceptions. Above me, it is the common sense, and so this guy going to altogether to different channel and showing it, or different role hierarchy, different level showing it is an exception where we created, and then this is how we do it. So I would just name this as exception. So later on the stage, if you want to refer, you can do it. Exception sharing, not exception, exceptional sharing. I would say reps share to different director. So all I'm giving and giving them read only. So only for account I'm wishing to give. I don't want the opportunity in case. Then you can make it as private. You guys getting? If all the access you're giving to because they all why if you see account opportunity case I'm getting because these are child records of account. So these master and these are a child. So if we are saying that hey you are about to do only for the account and you are about also you want to do for their child also. If you give their above their child also is seen. If you're not giving their even their child is not visible. That's it. In a one go you want to configure all these three guys or only for account you can do that. It all depends on us. So I'm just saying for whatever the records you have I'm going to give it as a simple read only. So likewise, it is still private only. If you come down here in the account sharing rules, so we have created a new sharing rule called as the owner record owned by the channel sales team. We are sharing with the directors and we're giving account as read only, opportunities read only, and cases read only. Is getting? This is an exception sharing that we
Mhm.
created. That's it. So by this way, I think so we're able to do this activity, setting the Ogba default settings and define the sharing rules we did it and types of sharing rules. What we talk is role hierarchy already we seen. Manual sharing, sorry, sharing rules also be written. And the one more thing, if you have, it could be manual sharing. Manual sharing in the Salesforce, what do you say? Lightning experience is not yet bought. And one it we have in the classic experience. Let me switch to a classic and show you. So let us go to Hyderabad. Bandarals is recently created. McDonald's Telangana. So McDonald's Telangana record is not been shown in the reps information. You see, McDonald's Telangana is not here, right? So I would share this McDonald's Telangana record to the rep. Only to him I'm sharing it. It's called as manual sharing. Because I'm repeating. So he has is all the records owned by him, but not the records of others. Correct so far. Why? Because we are restricted to be private. Whatever he creates, he can see it. But one record I wanted to give manual sharing to him. What is that? Go click on sharing and then add a user who you wanted to create to. So user specifically choosing and is choosing a rep. So what this indicates? So again, opportunity access read only or private, everything is private. But account they are giving read only at least. So what you did is you went and shared. You are the owner of the record. I'm the owner of the McDonald's Telangana record, and I'm manually sharing to sales rep. So now, so this guy should be able to access the manually shared record. You see this? It is created by the someone, admin or someone, and he went and manually shared the record to this particular rep and is able to read the record. He has given only read only record. So that means he doesn't have an access to edit this record. And let's see. So he says, oops, you can't have it because you don't have a permission to save this. Of course, he has given edit access, not he has given read only access to you. That's the reason you cannot modify this record. This makes sense? This is something we say manual sharing. Manual sharing rules you applied based on the role hierarchy also updated. These are the types of sharings that we do it. Is there any questions?
No.
No.
Okay, so the last piece here is object level security, field level security. In 2 minutes, I'll explain you. Record level security already we seen. Wire through role hierarchy, who should see what data, all that we have seen. That is a whole bunch of things we are doing it here so far. Who should see what data? Object level and field level security I'll show you now. Where, of course, I was enabling an object to edit, you are able to edit the record. If I take off the access edit, so you will not be able to read that record. So that is object level security, what you say. Like here, to the sales rep, I'm just moving on to the respective profile. Did anyone open the here I open. I'm going to sales rep profile and I'm going to the object settings. So here I'm taking off delete access. So that means this sales rep cannot delete the access of an account. So this is what object level security we say. For that particular object you're going and you are knocking off view information is not required to you. So whenever rep logins, so the record which is owned by him also he is not able to delete the record. So these are all the 4 records he has, and he only created the Banjara records. So he has option of edit all we have, but he doesn't have an options to delete. Look at this. He doesn't have an options to delete the record. He has an option of edit or whatever he can do, but he doesn't have an options to delete the record. So assuming the system model of McDonald's is that they can create a record, but they cannot delete a record. If you say, and this is the option we have. So you should go all the way to the profile and you're knocking off the object permissions to not to delete the record. So since I disable the delete options, it has went off the delete option there. So this is object level security we say. So what you wanted to give an access to those guy. So this security chapter completely says about what you should see with the data and what you should see with the actions, whether you can perform the edit, update, delete, or you can see someone's record or not. So all this all talks about the securities. So now again, when I refresh, so you can see delete now. Look at this. So that is how you try to control your profiles with the object settings. The same level. So I'm gonna go for any field. Let's say I'm gonna go for account object field level security, FLS, view. So if I click on edit, so this is an account number. So account number, you should not edit it. Account number would be automatically creating that you think. So for a McDonald's sales rep profile, when he logs in, where you can always see the account number. That's it. You cannot modify the account number. Likewise, account site. It's okay, fine. Uh, any fields that you wanted to knock off, which is not required. If you think. So let me check which field he has an access so that I'll show you new UI details. Anyway, account number he has, right? So we will not allow him to modify the record. So he has SLA field. So SLA serial number and expiration date, I will take off the access for this guy so that no more his SLA expiration date would be added here. Okay, SLA expiration date is fine. SLA serial number is not required for this guy. I will knock off not to have an access. So the sales rep completely will not have an access to the SLA serial number. So I will knock off this from here. So serial number is doesn't have an access anymore. And account number is that I didn't give any edit access to him. I'm gonna save this. So at a profile level, I have taken few things which is not to have an access. So you say refresh. So try to modify the account number. Look at this didn't save. So why? Because he doesn't have an access to it. He doesn't have edit access to it. Did you get this?
Yeah, I was thinking that that field itself will be disabled, but no,
No,
it
no, no.
can.
It just read only, right? It is not like we
Okay.
don't have edit access to him, but at least we have read only field there. Read access, yes. SLA serial number would be vanished because of the cache. It has been staying here.
Okay.
Because of the caching, it
No,
is staying here. It should have
no
been
more of
found.
I was thinking pencil thing will not be visible for him, even if it is
Ah,
readable, right?
that is there.
Yeah, it's misleading.
But look at the formula fields doesn't show. So look at this. This location charges grand total. They are formula fields. Basically, they are read only
Oh,
field. So for them, it's not showing. Ideally, if I do it, it should not show here. So I'm doing so many time refreshing the cache. It's still the same. Mm,
serial number is still
Still there.
showing.
Okay. So they are not having access at all, but still they're showing. Anyway, that after they will log out or log in, you will be able to see them.
Okay.
The UI results. So that is all about fields level security, object level security we talked about. I think we have covered here. So any questions you have?
No.
No.
So now whatever have been taken off the access, you can give additional access to them via through permission set. That too specifically allowing them to give to a rep. You got right from a profiles have taken off all this.
Mm-hmm.
Remember MCD profiles have taken off this. See, this guy
Right.
doesn't have an account number and he doesn't have these fields. I would take 10 fields here. All the SLAs I will not give access. So only for the senior guy I would give it. But I'll all be sharing the same profile. So go to permission set, go to account object, see all these fields, enable them, and assign that permission to respective user, to the user which you wanted to give access to. So that is basically you are trying to open up access to or give additional access to respective guy. It's not for again for all. It is again we are choosing the user and then we give it to them. Getting? If you don't give, so they all applies with the profile. You give additional access to that particular guy, so he is gaining that additional permissions information got from the permission set. So maybe using a permission set, you can again you can modify the account number and again you can see a couple of SLA fields also. That's how we can do it. So let me give overcap what we done. Um, manage users, of course, the profile who is logged in. So what you can do with the user, being a rep, if I just give a setup access to you, what you can do with the users, you can be an admin. Say that going that you can modify some users record and modify change time zone, change currency. You can activate deactivate them. You can change the profile. So you're not supposed to do that. Rep his job is something that they record they can see. And of course, if you give an access, like say someone's password, you can reset it because they're blocked. If that is the case, yes, of course, to that little access I can give. If I don't want, even I'll take that also. Something that you're not restricting even the profiles, knowing that what you can do with the application. Reps are to meant to say that only can manage the app, not the entire org's user information. So that is not applicable there. So we went and modified his profile and we restricted. We saw that what he can do with application. And next is org by default setting we saw. So we went there and we checked that okay, this org has a couple of public read right. Let them make it as private. So the moment when I say it as private, only the record who created it, only they can see the record, or they can modify the record, or they can delete the record. So that was the use case that we seen, where again the what he has created, what he has seen. Yeah. So yeah.
Sorry, I had clicked on the meeting and I thought I already joined. It's still on the open pop-up.
Okay, no
That's what
problem.
makes me.
So yeah. So I was saying about the awkward settings. Of course, in the profile when we talk about um, so at least if I say that hey you are we made the object as a private, so that means again in your profile at least you should have minimum access, which I said as at least read, write, create. I can easily say that you are creating a record which you can read, create, and edit them and delete them. If you have at least this level of access in your profiles, so I can say that though I make it as a private, still the private, all of your record you can manage it. Of course, when I say private, only your own data you are managing it. Even then, you are restricting, say that you cannot delete and edit. Even that is also case where we can't do anything. So of course, you are trying to create a record, only you can read a record. That is the maximum level of access you're given in the profiles if we say. So that is applicable for the user profile who logged in can only see a read record, can create a record. That's it. If you have give these four options, let's say you can play with all this create, edit, delete of the whatever the record he has created, still it is fine. Again, I'm saying this is a boundary where I'm saying the record which he is created it. To that he is playing with, not someone's record is trying to play with. Even that also you can restrict where the record is created, where you can't say that hey you can't edit your record, you can't delete your record. Even that can be possible. So however, this object is private, so you give whatever the access to that profile, so it apply for it. But I'm saying at the org wide level, I've made it as private. Now if you give someone access or view all or modify all, so then you're not obeying the org wide default settings. So then they're useless because you're not obeying them. Of course, you wanted to obey them, but you wanted to give at least minimum of four this of access to the respective profile. Still fine. Anyway, you are playing with his own record, not someone's record. So that's it. Org wide default settings here. So we made as more restrictive as private. Again, something we have options of internal access and external access. Internal access is all talks about to the sales user what type of access we're giving it to the internal. We made as private. Maybe external third party system they're connecting to us. Again, for them also it is private or it should be an opened up. It all depends on the org client what they want to decide with. So then again, what we seen is we have seen manual sharing also. Opening going to record and then go click on manual sharing and give respective users that particular record access. So one more we seen is sharing rules. So we written a manual sharing, where we written a custom sharing rules. Why through sharing rules? The record owned by channel sales team, you are sharing with some other role hierarchy based what we call as director, who is not your director, where you reporting to. He's a different director. For him, you giving an access. So then that custom exceptional, what do you say, sharing rules you can create here also. Record owned by so and so team, you're sharing with this particular role. Not only that particular role, you can roll with share with either public group or the roles or roles and subordinates you can share with. And you have to specify you're giving a public read write or read only or the private. Even again you're giving a minimal access what to be given to those particular director who is not in your hierarchy list. That also we seen. So that is what we have defined here. Sharing rules and types of sharing rules we seen. Finally, um, we also were able to see the data um, about a record what who has to see what has to see. Only the records. This record level security start absolute talks about the moment you apply the sharing rules, what record is seeing it. So that's all talk about record level security. Now, ideally, these whole chapters all tend to be seeing what record he has to see with. Because of course, he's in the object level and a field level. When you come here, if I give edit access, are you able to edit? This all you are giving it on the profile side. So one is you're opening at the profile side or via through record sharing side. For example, channel sales team record, whatever he created, I'm giving the access to director of sales. In that case, he's not in the hierarchy. But again, you're restricting the object related access whether to give read only or view all, modify all that you're giving it there. So even there, what I'm trying to say is, so you are even via through the record sharing, you're giving object access there. Otherwise, via through profile, if you go, you're giving there also read, write, edit. Guys, one more thing. While you're doing a sharing, like here, what happens? Somewhere in the sharing rules. Yeah. Somewhere in the sharing rules, somewhere in the sharing rules, you are given that hey, this is a record created by channel sales team, director sales. To them, you are shared with. You are sharing edit, edit, edit. But what if the user who logged in, he doesn't have at the profile level only edit, then he cannot do anything of this. Again, profile plays a major role there. At least he should have edit access. Because again, I'll repeat. So you are a channel sales team. I know it. The record which is you created by you are sharing with director sales. Instead of read only, you given write right here. Getting? But the director sales profile along with his roles, whatever it is. So his profile which he logged in to that particular profile for account object, if he doesn't have the right access, then crazy. That guy cannot even he cannot modify that record basically. Though you given read access, right access from here, but at profile level you have been downgraded him not even to write it. For example, here he not even given edit access to him. Getting? So if the profile doesn't have an edit access, you are saying that I will give edit access here. Again, it will check, go back to the profile. He doesn't have edit access only. What should I give to him? Though you have given edit, but still he will not be able to edit because the director of sales profile he doesn't have the edit access. Is making sense?
Yeah.
So I'm saying that externally I'll give edit access to you, but at least to my personal profile level I have edit access. So that is the first concern. If my personally I don't have edit access, then how can I go someone's record I can modify the edit access? Though even they are saying that I go edit it, please. So that is what it means. Think about it. So Object level security we're giving. Again, when I'm trying to do this, we should matter to the our profile what access we're given. The same level if someone is giving, okay, accepted. I can modify the record of those guys. Again, field level security. So you are disabling the read only field, or you're making it as editable access, whatever you're doing it, whichever you're knocking off. So those will not be seen in your page layouts. When you're trying to modify the records, you can see that changes. So to all of these objects and field level security, whatever you have, you wanted to open up additional access to this guys, you can go always to the permission set and enable that object to view all, modify all, whatever you want to give, and fields, all the fields you want to access, you can give it, and then assign to a respective user where you can treat them that particular guy as an exceptional guy. Okay. Otherwise, all are private only. Does it make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So Jamsil, I know
Yeah, yeah.
just a quick thought. I just wanted to give on the recap of it because now if I don't do recap, it'll be like really crazy when you can't do it later stage. And this record is recording so that it'll be helpful to you guys.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think we are done with the admin chapter. I don't know about onto the project status. If Tushira wants to stay at for 10 minutes at least, if you wanted to show something, yes, you can.
No, I
No.
mean, I was just creating the objects, and
Mm.
I had that question. It vanished now. I'm happy now. Yeah, but yeah, I'm still in creating the objects. I'm still in the process, objects and fields. Once I do everything, it'll be easy for me to show you. Do you want me to? Do you want to see right now?
So
I
no
can
problem.
do that.
So no, we'll typically join tomorrow, and quickly we can directly jump into your application and see what we have to do with. So we
Sure.
can spend again half an hour and like yesterday, and we'll see what is the object that you are already. We know that is the data model would be ready. Now I'm expecting something that the assignments I would give for you. For example, like say keep some validation here, have a workflows here, so that instantly we can check and then you guys can implement on.
Okay.
So if you have already an
Sure.
idea, if you wanted to bring some use case, please think through, then you can get it. And more or less, I think we wanted to wind up tomorrow for an admin because very less yet we have to jump onto the dev side. So then we have advanced dev also.
So how many more days you think? I mean, I'm just asking because you're running like a horse and we are still like a sloth here, not doing. I am at least
I'm
working very slow on
very
the
very
project.
slow for this batch, Jams. Though it is
Oh my God.
very slow for this batch. When we started this, comparatively,
So with that, we've started on 15th of January.
hmm, so it's almost 1.5 months. Still, we are an admin. 1.5 months we have done with admin plus development also. But no problem. So we have went in
Yeah.
detail.
So with the advance, you think we'll go till March end?
Yeah, of course, I would expect March till March end.
Okay.
When overall, if you have
Because
admin
I don't know
plus
how it
admin
will
plus
work.
development plus advanced development, if you know all this, then you will have confidence in presenting to the market. That is what I'm saying. Now, whatever I said, like security, data uploading data, or
Yeah.
something like formulas, validation, all this is in your mind. You're not prepared with. That's it. Otherwise, if you see a class recordings, you can quickly recap them what we are trying to say. Along with that, if you have a what is hands-on experience with the project like that, doing on your own project, still more have a value to it. So what I'm all asking is, you have to
Yeah,
bring
Khan,
your
but I
own.
have a situation here.
Mhm.
For me, like, no, like till 5th, it's okay, 5th or 6th. Then my mother will be leaving from here, right?
Mhm.
For me, attending night class will be little bit difficult because nobody will be with the babies. I have to be there. I don't know how will it work for me. I might have to go only with the recording, and if I have any questions, maybe quickly I can come to the class and ask and leave. I don't know how it will work. I need to figure that thing out.
Mhm. So let's see. So that is the reason I wanted to at least push you to, if you say fifth,
And
Daylight
also,
saving.
the daylight saving will
Yeah.
change.
yeah. So fifth, you still if you push, if you have good with the development till here, at least an idea of
Mm-hmm.
what I'm trying to say, so
Mm-hmm.
it will be really value for us. Then you can see
Okay.
recordings. See, once you get to know the development, how I'm doing it,
Uh-huh.
same level would be carry forward to the next. So admin is all
Okay.
we say point like, but not like the development will be the same. Development is something that we have to think, okay, how we have to apply it. So those knowledge we'll get at least in a week, I think so. For me,
Okay.
sure. And that style you'll get in a week. Of course, I know
Okay.
you would already known a programming language, but we're trying to make sure that okay, if you get into an Apex or how do you write it, so that style if you get to know, so it'll be easy for you to go for the basic and next to an advanced level.
But one request, if I'm not able to like attend the classes, I would wish if you could upload it the same day the video so that I can go through and at least if I
No,
have any questions,
so
I
that
can
dependency
come.
is there. I would really do it. I think most
Yeah.
of them already got it here now. 1 or 2 days only it'll be like the recent 1 or 2 days only which I'm doing it. Miss, and average 2 days every day I'm uploading the data.
But by
So
any chance, if that goes like that in the weekends, can you do it like morning classes? Like your weekends? Can you do it in your night classes? I'm just requesting.
we can do it. So
Yeah,
I don't know
so
for
that.
advanced no advanced development how many people should come. For development I think all three would be there.
Okay.
So for sure I'm
Yeah.
expecting 7 people are there for an advanced development.
Oh, so
Oh,
there are more students for the advance?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. I did
So
not
this
know
is my
that.
expectation. I don't know, but I have to get it them.
Okay, so after admin, you think 10 days is the normal, not advanced development
Yeah.
till 5th? Okay.
So we can at least give overview of here. See, what I want to do is even the previous batch which were taken. I don't know whether what level the development they went into the extent of it. So I would recap a few things for them also, and again I'll possibly take you also there. It's just like
Okay.
together we
You
are
mean
traveling, even the
for
basic
the
with advanced.
advance or for the basic?
Few basics and then again advanced also. I would repeat few things again there also.
Okay, okay,
Why?
okay,
Because I don't know the punch of 1 week or 2 weeks. If you give a time gap, you would tend to forget.
okay, Gan. And as Tushira mentioned, daylight saving also will be coming, so it will be 1 hour
Ahead for you guys.
forward ahead. Yeah,
So I would be taking by 7 then. So my 7, if I take, would be helpful to you.
mine will be 9, I guess, right then. Yeah, I think 9.
no, it'll be 1.5 hour, right, for you? No,
What time is it right now? Yeah, it will be 1.5 hour.
So 9:30.
8:30.
8:30. Sorry, what time is it for you right now, Khan? There, 9,
9:20 here. 9:20 is my
9:20.
time.
For me, it is 11. So now it
Upward.
is 1.5 hour. It will be 2.5 hour.
No, I think it'll be 1.5 hour. You're back, right? Like
Yeah, I'm 11
in
o'clock.
numbers. So it'll be like before,
So you
So
mean it
what?
will be
forward.
12:30 you're saying.
But no, I think it'll be
9:30 means it will be 12:30 for you that way.
2 hours? 9:30, 10:30, 11:30, 12:30, 2 hours.
See
wait a
now if I
second.
say 11, 9:30 here now current timings. So
Yours is
currently for it is
9:30,
yeah my
11
9:30
o'clock.
it is 11 o'clock for you.
Yes,
So it will be like 12 o'clock for you then.
11:30. Yeah,
11:30.
11:30. 1 hour more, right? Oh, 11, sorry, 12 o'clock. You're right. It will be 12 for me. So
Oh,
your 9:30 will be 12 o'clock for me when it is daylight
So
saving.
if I start by 7 o'clock, would it help you? Maybe it is 9:30 for you, right?
9:30, yeah.
So 9:30 to 11 would be okay because 1 hour session like it'll stretch to 1 hour to 25 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Again, the same time it'll come.
Yeah. No, no, I'll try to be there, but my only thing is, in case I cannot, I mean, I know weekends, weekdays, if I cannot, at least on the weekends, if we can do like morning classes, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
something at least I
We'll
can
check with the
grasp
peoples.
like
We'll
that.
check with the peoples and say that hey, in a weekend I want to take it in the evening. So is it
Yeah,
possible?
your evening. Yeah. At least that'll be at least 1 or 2 classes, at least I can be there in person than going to the recording.
Yeah. So we'll see. I think so. Generally, your night 9:30 after possibly kids should be sleeping, but I'm not sure.
can I?
I know it's not possible to guess right now.
I
It's in
guess like yeah, that's true.
And they
But
are
if it's
just
too early, I don't know. I cannot say that they would go for sleep or not. If, like, say, for example, I would make still 6 o'clock my time, and it would be 8:30 for you if you think. So we can't assure they are whether they're sleeping or not. A little light, they can sleep. I don't know.
no, they go to bed at 7:30.
Oh,
So like till 11 o'clock, they'll be almost sound sleep, almost most of the
uh,
time.
nice.
Then it'll be little bit up and down. So
Yeah, I think we can manage. If something is missing out, also I can help you out. Like what it is
okay,
missing and what it is happening.
okay,
If
okay,
if
yeah,
you're off track, also I can bring it to know the track. So don't worry about that.
okay, Khan. Thank you.
So
Hmm.
tomorrow we'll just quick recap of admin. So on your projects, what you're doing it. So then, so I can give a break, no problem. But it'll be impacting for you others. So like after your mother leaves, that was my primary concern. Before your mom leaves, I thought of completing the dev.
Yeah,
So then it'll be really helpful to you. I'm not running like too fast here. So aram say I'm taking 1.5 hour to explain this two session only.
yeah. Got it.
If you just see 1.5 hours I'm taking. For example, if I start by 7:30, it is 9:30. It's close to 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
So that way it is decent only. But we are covering a topic in a whole in 2 hours we're covering two chapters. If you think that looks like little big.
Mm-hmm. No, that's okay. I'm okay with break without break. How with break at least we can like implement, but there is other consequences.
Now I can
Yeah.
give, see, tomorrow at least I would connect with you guys and say, and then one day I can give you gap also. Tomorrow would be my 25th,
Okay.
and one day if I give a gap, and then Saturday Sundays I can not take on development what we can do till fifth.
Okay.
We are at least we are good for the
Yeah.
next week.
Yeah.
Then I will tell all to the people saying that hey, would like to join for dev class. Of there it is again. See, everyone is not would have been very good with development, so they also would somewhere they would look for a recap something. So
Mm-hmm.
I will ask those people who would like to join, so they also can join, no problem. And then
Okay.
slowly we'll move on to the other areas. So where I would say that I want, well, I start with the development class. I will not ask on the admin assignments. Where I will
Okay.
move on to the dev assignments. Because if other people are joining, so their assignments would be different and their things would be different. It will be clashing.
Yeah.
So
And it'll be
something
too much.
something would be extra here, something I don't know, something not be extra there. I don't know. So it shouldn't be like collapsing. So we can connect on offline onto the same batch, and then we can something is still pending. We can connect with the same batch.
Okay. Yeah.
What's the
Sounds
text
good.
message you're giving it?
Yeah.
I'll ask the team. So if they're looking for the dev again, so again join back them by the Saturday Sunday.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So thank you again.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
See you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye bye. See ya.